I'm here with Ring of Honor's Shane Taylor. He'll be appearing at this weekend's Dallas and San Antonio shows. Both shows streamed on Ring of Honor's HonorClub service. Shane, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course, you've had an interesting path, and I think it's even more interesting. Like in Ring of Honor, on any given date, it's hard to tell who like a Shane Taylor will wrestle. Like one day you'll wrestle a Toru Yano, who definitely has a different background than that of Jay Lethal. And then the next
Yeah.
week you'll be teaming with like Bully Ray. How does one prepare to handle that? And with so much stuff being streamed on the Honor Club service, does that change anything?
I think what it does is it tests you at all angles and makes you have to prepare for anything. You know, you can't just prepare to wrestle one style. You can't just prepare to be one dimensional. You have to be ready to do everything at any time.
Yeah, I was really interested in that because I mean obviously Ring of Honor ran plenty of live events, but now they're all televised. Does that change things up
hmm
for you at all? Does that affect you? Are you a little more cognizant of the cameras because you know that they're definitely there now? How does that affect things?
I just think once again it just you just have to be on your game at all times. There's no more, hiding behind, hey, this is a house show, so you can do this or that. Like now, everybody is watching everything now. The red light is on at all times, so it's on us to step all our games up, and we've been doing a great job of doing that.
You're a bit of a hired gun in Ring of Honor. You always look out for yourself, of course, but you're often serving as muscle for somebody else as well. While you don't look like a guy who enjoys fun that much in the ring, maybe dishing out pain, who would be the most fun you've had, like working with in that regard, like them bringing you along and you having to handle some business for them?
Uh, Probably so far it would have to be Cody and the Bullet Club, ironically, because those guys when they get in there, it's as much fun as it looks like it is. You know, they really enjoy what they do. Um, had a great time when I was out there with them. Uh, Ironically enough, when we get to Saturday's show, it's going to be myself versus Cody. Uh, so that may not be so much fun for him.
Now you've been in wrestling a lot longer than people realize. You debuted in 2007, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, I did.
So over a decade in, what do you look to evolve in after a decade in wrestling?
Uh, you really just sort of learn to tighten up your skills. You learn uh, things that make what you do smoother for those that watch. You just learn the little tricks of the trade, and you continue to do so. Like um, the more you get into it. There's a saying that being a wrestler is like being a good quarterback. By the time you figure out exactly how to do it, you're either too old or too hurt to do it. Like like to do it like at its most effective. So I'm just trying to continue to learn, to continue to grow. Um, and there are those who have followed me my whole career that have seen that. And for people that are just seeing me for the first time, um, you are looking at a hell of a performer who's only going to get better from here on out.
You've worked a lot of the Ring of Honor New Japan shows. You've worked Hiroki Goto, I think
Mhm.
Shelly Sabin and Jay White. You've worked Toru Yano, as I've mentioned before, Evil. Obviously, you work those combo shows. Is there any interest in ever doing appearances in New Japan over in Japan as well?
There is tons of interest on my end. Getting the interest on that end is what I'm trying to work on. Yeah, my number one goal in professional wrestling when I was a kid was to be able to go to Japan and wrestle. The guys that I looked up to, guys like Vader and Stan Hansen. I have hundreds of matches of theirs. Um, from when they were in Japan and just dominating the scene there. And the physical style that I emulate is more based off of things that they did, and that sort of attitude and feel. So I would love to compete in Japan. That's definitely one of the goals, and look forward to seeing if we can make that happen.
I believe your first appearance for Ring of Honor may have been back in 2015. How has the company
Mm.
changed since you came in for those few dark matches that you did? I think late 2015, early 2016.
Uh, it's I, obviously it's been growing the last few years, and with one of the things that impresses me so much is our ability as a company to not lose a step depending on who's here. Um, we don't really reset as a company. We reload. So there's every year you see guys leave or guys come in, and nothing changes. Like everybody still continues to get better. Everybody continues to up their game and up the bar. So watching that growth and watching that change has been one of the most impressive things to me.
You teamed with Keith Lee for quite a while. He signed with WWE. Did you have any conversation about him going to WWE?
We've talked. We talked when he first made the move to go to Evolve, and just what his goals were, what his plans were, and so to to see everything that he's doing now, and where he's going next, is really cool. I wish him nothing but the best, and I know he's going to be as successful there as he was traveling the world and competing in whether it be the Independence or Evolve. He's a guy that's going to be successful wherever he goes.
What's your contract status like with Ring of Honor? Are you locked in long term? Are you about to reach a negotiation period? And if so, how do you approach something like that?
I'm signed with Ring of Honor through the end of the year, so uh, got we got a little bit of time left before any negotiation stuff starts. And for me, it's all about uh, opportunity and making sure that this is the best thing for myself and my family. I'm also a very loyal guy because Ring of Honor is the first company to give me that chance on the national and international stage. So they had the faith in me when nobody else did. And I'm going to make sure that I do everything in my power to pay them back for that, but also make sure that it's something that is the best move business-wise and the best move creatively for myself. So that's well, without saying too much here or there. That's what determines that choice.
What was the negotiation process like coming into the company? Because as I'd mentioned, you'd worked several dark matches, but coming into the company is a whole lot different than when you've been around for a couple of years as well, and kind of getting an offer that way.
Oh, for sure. When you first come in, you get a per event pay, and that lasts, as long as they really want it to, until they see something, until they feel like you're worth investing that long term money in, which thankfully they feel like that with me on my second contract now. So just gonna keep continuing to put the work in and work on a third, maybe a fourth, maybe a fifth, who knows.
Now, you're a bigger dude, a super heavyweight. What advice would you give to up-and-coming wrestlers like that who are they're trying to work the 15 to 20-minute matches? How do you do that personally?
Just making sure you're ready for anything. It goes back to styles, I can go out there with a guy like Beer City Bruiser, and we could have one style of match for 20 minutes plus, or I can go out there, and I've gone out there with the Bucks or Jay Lethal or Jay Briscoe or when he was here, Leo Rush or Shelley and a Saban. Like, you have to prepare yourself for anything. So whatever you think they're doing to prepare, you have to go harder than that. You have to go further than that because you know you have to be out. You have to be able to not only hang with them but uh, continue your pace, continue your aggression, and continue your style at that level.
I also noticed, and I was kind of surprised. I think it was Joey Diego that you faced on TV a couple weeks ago, right?
Mm, Yeah.
How's he doing after that?
Uh, I mean, as far as I know, he's still recovering. But like I, that's one of those points there where I had to make a statement and I had to put people on notice. He just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And for those that are still upset with me about what I did, I gave him an out. I told him what I was going to do, so you can't really be mad that I went out and did it.
Shane, I want to thank you so much. You've got Cody on one date this weekend in Texas. Who
Mm.
you facing on the other one?
Friday we're in San Antonio. It'll be myself, Punishment Martinez, and Bully Ray against Hurricane Helms, Delirious, and Cheeseburger. Um, I I don't think it bodes too well for them on Friday. Uh, and then we got myself versus Cody on Saturday in Dallas. Uh, and we're gonna see uh, just what the Nightmare can do because I'm gonna be ready.
I used to do a show with Shane Helms. Anything you want me to pass along in that regard?
Uh, yeah, he better bring more than some green paint and a cape to Ring of Honor because we're the real deal over here.
Shane, I want to thank you so much. Of course, guys, you all can stream both the Dallas and San Antonio shows on Honor Club. Go over to ringofhonor.com. Check that out. Shane, thank you so much.